Hey guys, what's up? It's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. So, if you haven't already, go ahead and like this video. That means give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. And click that notification bell so that way you'll get made aware when I go live and when I put up some content. Hey Lauren, what's up, girl? I'm just shooting the shit, doing my makeup. Thought I would come on here and talk to you guys. I'm having a kind of just a chill day at the house, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to put some makeup on and look pretty while I talk to you guys. Oh, I got fuzz on my shirt. Oh my God. So you guys, I found this new YouTuber. He's a smaller channel. First of all, do any of you guys watch Amelia Fart? If you don't, what are you doing with your life? Okay. Second of all, if you're not subscribed to her, go over to her channel and subscribe, and then come back and I'll talk to you when you get back. Second of all, I was over on Amelia's comment thread because, yeah, I'm that bitch. When I get on a video, I go straight to the comments and I watch the video while everybody is talking and I talk to them in the comments, right? So that's how I roll. Let me get y'all set up. I'm in the bathroom. Y'all know that's where I film. It's my filming space, especially when I'm putting on makeup. So let's not make it weird. Okay. All right. So this is going to be a fucking shit show. Use that. Oh, no, that's not heavy enough. Let's use, yeah, I'm on my phone. I don't have a camera. That's how we roll around here. Okay. So let's get to makeup in and talking. All right. So I was watching Amelia, and I do too. And I'm kind of just like that, you guys. Like, the more I start talking with you guys about my regular life, I'm just going to be like, finally Wi-Fi again, so I can actually catch you. Hey, Kim. Good. I'm proud of you, girl. So, the kind of person I am is I love watching YouTube. So, I love making videos, but I also, like, really love watching videos. So, and I love finding new people to watch their videos and just like totally relate to. I'm always like searching for people in the recovery community. Yes, I know my tits are huge. I do not have a bra on. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, so I'm trying to like hunch over so they don't like, God. Like when I start losing some of this weight, I've lost 3 pounds, you guys. Like hopefully those will be the first things that start to go because it's so annoying. It's just, I'm self-conscious about them. You know what I mean? Because they are like really big. You're snowed in. Oh, hell no, girl. Yes. Me and Neil have been watching the Weather Channel and I saw that. I saw Classy Bitch. I saw where y'all are snowed in. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. I should have thought, that's my Classy. She's snowed in. So here's the deal. Okay, let's get back on to what I was talking about. So about the content, you guys, I love finding fucking badass YouTubers to watch, right? So I was over there on Amelia's channel watching her latest video. I think it was about how her family, not the intervention one. So her family like wants to do an intervention on her because she relates herself to a hibernating bear. And God, I can so relate to that. Like, I love just being at home. Her channel's name is called Amelia Fart. I just love being cozy at my house. Like, I cannot be bothered, you guys. Like, during the weekday, Monday through Friday, I have to be bothered because I have to be into mom mode. Like, going and taking my son to school, going to work, all that, like, responsibility shit. But when the weekends roll around, like, you guys better believe, like, I'm down for, like, just chilling. And my son, he's downstairs playing with his best friend, and they are so well behaved that I can just be chilling. You know what I mean? But if I didn't have children, like, I would probably never leave my house. Like, if I didn't have to. Is that crazy? And it's not because I'm antisocial, you guys. It's not because like I don't want to leave and see people. It's because I love being at my house. My life growing up, because I was a drug addict and because I was so unstable, I had no stability, guys. Like as a young girl, I had stability because my parents, you know, raised me and they had good jobs and we went to school. And but once my parents kicked me out, because I got kicked out when I was 18 because I was abusing drugs and alcohol. Once my parents kicked me out, it was like up and down there. It was like up and down for the next 13 years. So when I left my mom and dad's house when I was 13, when I was 18, that's when all that like chaos and shit started happening. So I'll kind of tell y'all a little bit about that. So when I got kicked out, my mom and dad were like, you know, we cannot watch you kill yourself anymore. Like, we just can't do it, you guys. And so they kicked me out. And I went and I moved in with my friend just until I could get on my feet. Okay. So when I was getting on my feet, I met this guy named LD and we started dating. And that's when like we got our own little, listen to this, y'all are going to die. So of course, you know, I hadn't had any money saved up. I had car payment and insurance to pay. And I had a brand new car because I just bought it. My dad made me save up $5,000 to get this car and put a down payment on it, or else he wouldn't co-sign for me. So I saved up $5,000 one summer working at Sonic and saving back all my tips, you guys, like all of them, tips and paychecks, and giving them to my dad because I couldn't save it on my own. Like my dad had to help me. And this was like when my drug addiction was like just starting out, and I was like, you know, kind of doing it on the weekends, but it wasn't too bad, you know. Well, then I got my car, they kicked me out, and I needed to like get my own place. So me and this guy started dating. Don't ask me why I decided to like get this dude to have to take care of, but I didn't want to be alone. Do you know what I mean? Because I never wanted to be alone, you guys, growing up. I always wanted to have somebody to be with me because I had never been by myself. I always had either my two sisters, my parents, somebody, best friends that I was staying with. I never stayed alone. So me and this guy started dating, and we moved into this little bitty one-bedroom efficiency. It was called Pennington Place Apartments. And it was right above the strip club in downtown Hot Springs, Arkansas. It was like the slums, okay? The little mattress that we had was a mattress that came with the apartment, okay? And it was rat infested, cockroaches bigger than like these looked like those Madagascar hissing cockroaches from Africa or something. Like here's his ruler. The cockroaches were like 3 inches long, y'all, like this big. And they were everywhere. They were coming out of the mattress. They were coming out of the cracks in the walls. They were coming up out of the toilet, out of the sink, everywhere. But we didn't care because we were new and we were in love. And we were like, just needed to have our place, right? So we moved into this little one-bedroom efficiency, and it was $350 a month to stay there. So it was like $75 a week, and we would pay it weekly because we were, you know, really broke. And my parents had no idea, like the kind of like state that we were living in. They just, you know, kicked me out because I was fucking up doing drugs. Well, when we moved into this efficiency, I just got worse on drugs because it like put us like in the central location where all the drugs were at, you know? So I had started working for the Department of Finance and Administration, the revenue office. Hold on, I got to get a different brush for my eyes. Ooh, that smells good, Daddy. Okay. Okay. I had started working for the Department of Finance and Administration, right? Thanks, you guys. And I was making pretty good money. Like, I think I was getting paid like $10 an hour, but that was really good starting out. And it was a 40-hour-a-week job. It was 8 to 4, Monday through Friday. Weekends off, insurance, benefits, all that shit, right? So I started working there, and LD had started working for my friend's construction company. That was his name. And so he had started working for my friend, Mr. Gosley. What was that guy's name? Shoot. Gosley Construction. And it was a brothers. It was 2 brothers that owned this construction company, and they paid LD like good money. But we were both addicted to methamphetamines, and at the time we were addicted to opiates, and we were abusing, we were taking those giant methadone wafers that have the 4, you can cut them in fourths. This is the Violet Voss Pro, the hashtag palette. You guys, fucking this palette is really good. I got it from Sephora. I think it's like $40, but this color right here is like a duochrome purple red shift. It is fucking so pretty. It's like the best color in the whole palette. And I would buy it again just for that color. But hey guys, there's your ruler, buddy. But okay, take your ruler and go. The shadows blend really well. So anyway, we moved into there. He started working for Gosley Construction, and we were building our little life together, right? So we're supposed to be building our future together in this 1-bedroom efficiency, you guys, with roaches, crackheads everywhere. Crackheads everywhere. And I'm not trying to be like an asshole or talk shit about people that were on crack, because I was smoking it too. What I mean by that, was I'm trying to set the tone for what kind of place this was. This was like a place where prostitutes would buy a weekly place to live so they could trick out of the apartment. So we weren't in a good spot. We weren't in a place that was conducive for our recovery. And we were having to start at the bottom. You know, we would be homeless if we didn't stay there. And so the reason I titled this video Empathy and Self-Awareness was because and the reason I'm kind of giving you guys a background of what I came out from and how I got to where I am today was because looking at me right now, like while I'm talking to you guys, while I'm sitting inside my house and I have my beautiful son and my great husband and, you know, my car and my job, it's like, oh, wow, she's got it going on. You know, like she's got her life put together. But my life wasn't always put together, and I struggled for a really long time.
The scary guy say hi to.
The scary guy wants to say hi, guys. Okay. So, gosh, he's so scary. So, it's easy to look at people and judge them from the outside. You know, it's easy to judge somebody's story when you don't know all of it. Okay? So I got kicked out at 18. Me and this guy, I'm working a good job. He has a pretty good job, but we are so addicted to opiates and methamphetamine that like we can't go a day without taking opiates. We can't go a day without being high. And when we do, we are at each other's throat. We are miserable. He is beating my ass because we would fight, you know, because we wouldn't have drugs and we would be miserable. So I'm living there. Everything's going good, you know, for the most part. I mean, it was a horrible place to live, you guys. Horrible. At night, all you could hear was sirens because we were right there downtown, you know, in the city. All you heard was sirens. You heard women screaming at night. You heard men fighting. You heard people throwing stuff in the other apartments. It was so scary, you guys. So fucking scary. And you know, I didn't just always live there. I lived there for 6 months, okay? And 6 months was long enough for me. And one time we were sleeping and we were tired because we had been up all night long. And I think we were like getting, frisky with each other or something. And I looked down and there was a cockroach on his arm, and we called him Emmanuel. And we named every cockroach in that place Jose, Emmanuel, Pedro, Juan. They were all we had to name them because we couldn't get rid of them, you guys. That whole place was infested with cockroaches. Like, it was bad. So anyway, we were working hard to save money so we could get ourselves out of that situation. You know what I mean? But we were also abusing drugs at the same time. Well, my dad and my mom decided they wanted to come visit us and see where we were living. And I was oh God, you guys, I was like, shit, now the shit's going to hit the fan. Because my parents had never seen me in that situation. Now, remember, I'm young Nicole. I'm like 20 years old, okay? 18, 19, 20 years old. This is when that all happened, early. I'm young. They don't know that I'm like strung out on drugs yet. They don't know how bad my addiction has gotten. So they come to visit us at this squalor that we're living in. And my dad is like, oh my God, like, no, you cannot stay here. Gina, we've got to get her out of there. We've got to get her out of there. He was like, and it was so sad, you guys, and embarrassing at the same time, because he kept asking me, like, how can you live like this? How can you live like this? And all I could say was like, Dad, you don't understand. Like, I don't have another option, because I wasn't willing to leave that guy. I wasn't willing to leave him to move back with my parents and do the right thing. I wanted to stay there with him. I didn't want to get better. So my mom worked diligently, and she worked really hard, and she found us our own little trailer that we could start renting and move into, which was in a great neighborhood right down the street from my mom and dad's house in the country. And we ended up moving in there and starting our life there, after living in that straight up squalor. Okay. But my dad was just like, that's the first time my dad ever saw me living like a drug addict. You know what I mean? Living the junkie life. And that was before my addiction even got bad. So I guess, I don't know why I'm even talking about this. It just felt like I needed to talk about it. And after that, after I got into my own little trailer, my addiction got even worse, because then I could we could hole up there. I was off on the weekends, and we could do whatever we wanted to do, and nobody was going to be able to kick us out. If LB acted crazy because he got too drunk, nobody was going to know, because we were living in the country. Do you know what I mean? It was just another thing to add to the bad situation. So, sorry, my nose is running. But so imagine me living in that situation because I chose to, because my parents offered me to come back if I wasn't with LD, but I wouldn't do that, you guys, because I wouldn't leave him. So if I chose that life, imagine the addicts and alcoholics who don't choose that, actually, maybe they were born into poverty. Maybe their family members are on drugs and they've never known anything else. So that's why I made that video earlier about, maintenance medication and methadone, and not knowing, hey, Max, not knowing what somebody else is going through, not knowing someone else's circumstances, you guys. As people in recovery, we have to remember that not everyone is going to be the same as us, and not everyone is going to recover like we do. And if we can remember that and have empathy for others and their struggles, I'm telling you, you will be so much better off in your recovery. You know what I mean? Having compassion for others is not hard to do. And I know some of us might struggle with having compassion and empathy for others, because maybe you're a logical person who thinks logically, okay? But if you're that kind of person who thinks logically, well, if this is causing you harm, then stop it, right? Then you don't understand the disease of addiction. Because when you are in the clutch, when you are in the throes of the disease of addiction, you do not think logically. There is no logic. Logic is thrown out the window. Okay? Because logically, I would have, moved back in with my parents and never gone down the road I went down in my addiction, right? If I had any kind of logic. But when you're in your addiction, you guys, logic is not even anything. That's not there. The disease of addiction goes against every logical thought that you could ever have. And if you're one of those person that operates on logic, then try to take yourself out of that for 1 minute and put yourself in the shoes of someone who is in the throes of the disease of addiction and understand that logic has nothing to do with it. Clear thinking has nothing to do with it. Good decision-making skills has nothing to do with it. Like when you're in the disease of addiction, you don't have those capabilities. You can't make good decisions. You can't think logically. Yeah, right. So that's what it's all about, you guys. We have to remember, and also, okay, so I was watching my Benzo Hells video about methadone and how he was upset because he feels like his doctor didn't tell him everything that he was getting himself into when he got put on methadone. Okay, and here is my rebuttal with that. You guys, when we are getting put on maintenance, we are not thinking, oh, I need to do my. Okay, Nate. We're not thinking, oh, I need to do my homework. Let me get educated. When we're in that state of mind, we are like needing help. When we are in that state of mind, we are searching for any answers we can get that will help us with the pain and agony of withdrawal and relapse that we keep putting ourselves through. Okay? Like there's no logical thinking going on during that. So to say, make sure you get educated, make sure you ask questions. I have to wear it off because. So a lot of people, when they're in that situation, it's hard for them to think any other way but I need relief, I need relief, I need relief. Do you know what I mean? And if somebody can think like that, I mean, that's great, but the majority doesn't. The majority of people, struggle, and that's hard. And it's nothing to be ashamed of, it's just the truth. When you're going through that time in your life, it's really difficult to see it any other way. Oh, and I was so... Right. And that's the thing, though, Jesse. What other things have you done to get to that point? Do you understand what I'm saying? Like, did you do therapy? Did you do some kind of group classes? Because when we think about it, just a regular person who is suffering from the disease of addiction, right? Not somebody who has, okay, for instance, any of you guys who... For me, I had been back and forth in AA and NA and different kind of recovery programs for so long that I knew I had to make a change and something had to give, right? But some people come into this thing and they've never heard of any program. They've never heard of any kind of help, And see, that's the thing when you're saying I had to learn to be able to say no. If it was just about saying no, if the disease of addiction, and this is probably what the deal is with you, Jesse, you probably don't think the disease of addiction is a disease. The disease of addiction, because if it was about just learning how to say no, we would all just have had said no a long time ago. It's about a void. It's about a spiritual sickness. It's about a malady within inside of ourselves. Do you know what I'm saying? When you have the disease of addiction, it's almost like a mental sickness, right? it's not about saying no. It's not about like having bad morals. It's not about not being, because if it was, I mean, think about it, guys. If we all could just practice saying no, how many of us would have just done that a long time ago? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot more. It's a spiritual sickness, and we take drugs and alcohol to change the way we feel, to fill the void within of ourselves. You know what I mean? And practicing like changing the way you're thinking, that's part of it. That's part of it. But, and that's, Jesse, I can give you, that's part of it. But there's also, it also goes beyond that. We have to get connected to something greater than ourselves.
No, Michael Myers.
Right. And, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, okay, I think Jessie was saying the other day that, you know, she was having a problem with finding a higher power, right? Or, and a lot of people struggle with that because not everybody, you guys, is going to come to believe in God, okay? And that's fine. Like, I can respect people's different opinions on that. But, like, seriously, though, it really is about us tapping into some kind of practice or some kind of spiritual, you know, some kind of meditation, something greater than us. I'm telling you guys, like, for so many years, I, you know, would beat myself up over the fact that I was addicted to drugs and that I felt like I should have been able to say no a long time ago. And I wish I could have. Like, with all my might, I wanted to be sober, you guys. With all my might, I wanted to be sober. I wanted to be sober for 10 years. I struggled going back and forth in AA, Cocaine Anonymous, church, my mom putting the hands on me and trying to rebuke the devil out of me. You know what I mean? And I'm not making fun. Like, I'm being serious. Like, my mom would try to, like, yes, I don't know. Engage, like, okay, and then what? I'll do. I can't even say that right now. Is that my clinic is 4 hours away. But that's good, Max. That is really good. The difference between methadone and Suboxone, Suboxone is a medication called buprenorphine, okay? And Suboxone also is combined with a medication called naloxone, which is supposed to be used to keep a person from using it intravenously, but I don't even know if it does that. But what happens is buprenorphine attaches itself to your, opens up your receptors halfway and blocks off other medication, other opiates from getting on there. But there still are other opiates that can knock Suboxone off, but that's fentanyl is the only one because it's the only one strong enough to do it. But methadone is just a different form of maintenance. It's not a partial agonist. It's a full agonist. Suboxone is just a partial agonist. There's a difference between, and I'm not really familiar with methadone because I don't take it now, but I do know that when I did take it, I abused it. But that doesn't mean that everybody is going to. And that's why I try to let you guys know, like, I understand what works for me might not work for somebody else. And that's where that empathy and that understanding comes in. And me being aware that, you know what, just because Suboxone works for me and methadone didn't, doesn't mean I need to get on here ever and trash talk people that are on Suboxone, because that's bullshit, you know, or trash talk that medication, because I do know a lot of people that have benefited from it. And that's why I try to be very self-aware of what I'm saying before I say it. And I didn't used to be like that. I used to just talk about whatever I felt like saying. And sometimes my words would hurt people, you know. I think if you are doing something to better your life and you're trying to sober up, and if methadone is the way you went, I'm proud of you. And I want you to keep doing what you need to do to stay on track. And when you decide to get off, if you ever do, that's your decision. I'll be here for you. And if you decide you don't want to, I'll be here for you too, still. The thing about it is, you guys, I'm not anybody. I'm just a drug addict like you guys, okay? And I'm just trying to stay sober one day at a time. I don't want to die, okay? I don't want you guys to die. So whatever it takes for you to live a happy, healthy life, whatever that looks like for you, I support that shit. Because I spent too many years of my life worrying about what everybody thought about me, about what everybody thought about how I was going to recover and what I was doing, and if it was the right way. There's no right way. There's no right way. There's no wrong way. There's no perfect way. There's no better way. It's all subjective. It all depends on the person. So, and it took me a long time to get to a place where I believed in that, because I was so judgmental. And I thought, well, if this person's doing that, they must be getting high still. And that's just not fucking right. That's wrong for anybody to say that about anyone's journey, you know? I tried to abuse it. Right, Jamie, exactly. And it's like, what happens is, that's what will hopefully happen for every person, is they'll get on their medication. And so if they try to abuse it at first, that's fine. But hopefully through working within the program and going to your meetings with your counselor, hopefully you'll get to a place where you're like, you know what? I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be high. I want to live my life in recovery, you know, and that's what we hope will happen for each person through being on maintenance, is that they'll learn to get to a point where they want to recover and they want to take part in their recovery and not just use maintenance as something, you know, because a lot of people will get on maintenance and they'll use it almost as like just a way to not feel still, you know, instead of using it as a tool for recovery, you know, and go out and learn more about themselves and about their recovery. It's hard, guys. I'm telling you what, like, life is difficult, and not everybody is going to have the same viewpoints or agree on the same shit, but we can all support each other and love each other and be there for each other, okay? That's why I try to be really careful when I say stuff about certain medications, you know, because just because my experience, ooh, we got smoky, didn't we? Just because my experience with methadone was bad doesn't mean your experience will be bad. It doesn't mean that you'll use it and get high, you know. Everybody's different. We just got to let people find their own way. But that's why I was talking about empathy, because it's hella important, you guys. Compassion and empathy for other people who are struggling is important. Because just because I've gotten to a point where I can be empathetic and I can see, you know, see things from other people's point of view. Just because I'm there doesn't mean other people are going to be there. And just because somebody else is not there doesn't mean I need to rush them to get there. You feel me? Do y'all feel what I'm saying? Do you feel what I'm putting down? Ooh, this is pretty. So, my doctor talked to me about Vivitrol, but the thing about Vivitrol is a lot of people's insurance won't pay for it yet. And so the longer it stays out, though, the longer it like stays out into the medication world, the more insurance companies will probably start jumping on the bandwagon and letting people use it. You know what I'm saying? But I also think that when you're on Suboxone, to get over onto Vivitrol Damn, I think that you have, I mean, I'm not sure how the changeover would be, but isn't Vivitrol just a shot of buprenorphine? Isn't that what Vivitrol is? It's the buprenorphine shot, right? Am I thinking right? Vivitrol. Isn't that just a buprenorphine shot, a 30-day buprenorphine shot? Isn't that the same thing? Methadone has gave me my life back, kept me out of prison, and allowed me to raise my kids. Oh, I know, Mad Max. I know. And I am proud of you. And don't you be ashamed, okay? Don't be ashamed. Do not be ashamed. You keep on doing what works for you. That's why my page is for, you guys. Like, there's plenty of pages out there to judge you and tell you what you're doing is wrong. But like I said before, we do not know anyone else's circumstances. Okay? I'm not over there living at Mad Max's house. Sorry, my ears are fucking... I have psoriasis in my ears. You guys are like crusty as fuck. Oh, I'm sorry. You can't make her play. I love you. There's plenty of pages out there for people that are trying to, like, I guess, kind of like teach and like spread this like narrative that there's only one way and all this stuff. But that's not my deal, y'all. I have learned to be really just open-minded and accept people's way. Like, and you know what? I thank my husband for that, because I would have never gotten put on Suboxone if he hadn't, said anything about it. And because I didn't really realize that it could help me. I thought it was something that was horrible and that people shouldn't do it. As opioid pages when used with counseling points. Logs opioids. Yeah, I know what you're saying, Jesse, but I know that it says that, but isn't it buprenorphine being shot into your butt? Buprenorphine is an opioid. That's what Suboxone is. Only with naloxone, which is the part that's supposed to keep us from shooting it up. That's why naloxone is inside of Suboxone, to keep people from abusing it. Well, I think my eye look kind of went down south when I started adding that black in. So, oh well. That was fun. Now, we're going to go take it all off, because I feel like I look like I have a black eye. Oh, you guys. I love doing my makeup. I love playing with makeup so freaking much. Okay. Okay, let me show you guys something. So, yes, Mad Max, I remember. So, if any of you guys have not tried out the Fenty Beauty contour sticks yet, these fucking things are damn good. Like, I love this. And it, like, really blends out good. I know you can't abuse it because it's like being shot into your butt, But that's why, and the way subs can be abused is if you divert your medication. But, like, who wants to do that? I mean, I don't. I would have to not take my Suboxone for 3 days. You know what I'm saying? And then take it. But that's just not what I'm trying to do. Like, I really do like my life. So that's why, like, I haven't changed over to Vivitrol, because I'm doing the same thing right now on my own. And honestly, like, I don't know about that. Like, it's a shot. Like, that makes me nervous. A lot of people aren't comfortable with having to go and get a shot, But to each their own. But the doctor that I go to, they offer all that. They offer that, Suboxone, methadone, Subutex, Sublocade. Oh, I think that's Sublocade is a shot too. Or I think it's a shot too. And it's the same. It's like Vivitrol only. Anyway. Really? That's crazy. Okay, so what's going on with everybody? Let's see what's happening. My man stormed out last night and did not come home and blames it on me. I confronted him for saying something about something I confided in him and specifically asked him not to say anything. You know what, you guys? Like, when you're in a toxic relationship, it's fuck. And you think it's hard to get sober, like, on your own. Imagine being in a relationship with somebody, like, who's toxic as fuck. Like, you guys both have to get on the same wavelength whenever you're in a relationship. Like, if you guys aren't on the same page, you're doomed. So what happened with Sam? It's unfair as hell because I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but apparently everything. You know why, Sam, it's like that? Because you are both drinking. And when you guys are both drinking, then crazy shit starts happening. You guys have got to get on the same page. You both have to get clean and sober together, because or it's just not going to work out. Like, he needs to get sober too, just like you're trying to do. He needs to start looking into sober support. Okay, guys, listen. Imagine if I was trying to stop shooting dope and Neil was still shooting dope. I couldn't stay sober. I'd be over here doing it with him. You know, I gotta wash my face. I was just having fun doing my makeup with you guys. Now we're gonna take off the makeup and chill out. Do y'all ever do that? Just put makeup on and then take it off. So, and I'm not trying to be hateful, you guys. Like, I understand. Me and Neil went through that shit for fucking what? 3 years of our relationship. We were in our active addiction, you know? And was it 3 years? Yeah, 3 years. Now we've been, it was 3 years in active. Right. Yeah. 3 years in active. Now almost 4 years in sobriety. And if I was still in my active addiction, like, I don't even know how we would even, because you know what I did when I was in my active addiction, you guys? I was crazy, fat shit crazy. I would come in, I would accuse him of sleeping with other women while he was sleeping beside me, because I would be high off meth and seeing shit. True story. So, I was crazy as Betsy Bug when I was on dope. I'm in there. Slow down. That was easy. You guys got to get yourselves some coconut oil. You ladies, if you're taking off your makeup, it's so easy to take it off when you got coconut oil. Oh, look at all that. Oh. Look at that. I don't even wear foundation, you guys. Like, all I had on was powder and that contour and a little bit of blush. So. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I talked to Tabitha yesterday on Twitter. Like, we all have to remember that, like, we might have a bad day, or, you know, things might be going bad. I love doing masks, but picking up drugs and alcohol isn't going to make our situation better, you guys. Like, we got to remember that, okay? And I know I struggle too. Like, I'm not even lying to you guys. Like, sometimes I'll have these bright ideas, but then I just think about my son, you know? Yeah, this stream. Like my stream, homies. Like my stream. Did you guys see, what was it? No, it was Christy. So I have this little, like, spot right here on my face, you guys. It's like a sunspot, I guess. Do you see it? That little freckle looking thing, but it's kind of like big. What should I do? Like, do you think that, guys, do y'all think that looks like it's cancer? Thanks, you guys. I appreciate y'all. So I'm going to get that looked at. I know, Michelle. I'm going to get it looked at. It doesn't hurt, though. They'll burn it off. Why? It's just a freckle. Oh, okay. Like, will it be lifted? Because it's not like lifted. It's smooth. That's what I thought. My mom has them too. Like the sunspots. It looks like an age spot. Yeah, that's what I thought it was too. Oh, thanks. It's my little freckle. But who Christy commented on, do y'all like my 1970s couch? Christy had said something about it earlier, and I was like, damn, B. And so it's like when you're on camera, you guys, I guess it's just like the opening yourself up to the internet. But like when you're on camera, people will point out every single flaw you have. So far, I know about my freckle. I know about my tic-tac tooth. And I know about my addiction to honey buns. So it's like you have to prepare yourself when you come on YouTube and you upload videos talking, because people will literally fucking tear you to shreds. For real. So I guess, you know what? In a way, like being on YouTube has kind of, yeah, YouTube has kind of like helped me to be more, it's helped me to think about what I say before I say things. I'm sensitive too, Max. I am too. I cry about a lot of things. And I cry on camera, you know, but I'm just, it's like partly being sensitive, and part of it is also like I just cannot help it. Like when I'm talking about things that are like I'm really passionate about, like my addiction problems and the things that I've gone through, it's just like very, very important to me. And when I'm talking to other people about it who are going through the same struggles, I want them to know that like I understand what it's like, and I know how. For so many years, I wanted so badly to be sober. For so many years, I wanted to have a better life. I wanted to have a home. I wanted to have my own car. I wanted to be happy. But I wanted to be happy on the inside. I wanted to be okay with myself on the inside. And when I was using drugs, they made me feel okay for a little bit. And then what happened was they stopped making me feel okay. There would only be like small windows of time when I would get high and feel okay. The rest of the time, I was in denial. I was in guilt. I was in shame. I was in anger. I was in just like self-defeating. Just everything was not good. At the end of my addiction, you could have shot me and killed me, and I would have been like so happy that you relieved me and put me out of my fucking misery, because I felt miserable every fucking day. And not even because of the withdrawals, not because of shit like that. I felt miserable because I wasn't doing anything with my life. I was just shooting up every day and then smoking cigarettes and catching myself on fire, or shooting up and going and stealing stuff so I could get more dope to shoot up. And I knew deep down in my heart that I was worth more and that I should be doing more with my life. I knew that I was capable of doing more. I knew that I knew how to do a good job. I knew that I was a good worker. I knew that I was a good sister and a good daughter. I knew that I could be a good mom, but I just couldn't get out of that bad rotation of behavior, that circle of sickness. And when I was trying to get out of the circle of sickness, then I would have to try and fight the withdrawal and that physical sickness. And then I would go back and get high again, you know? So, yeah. Okay, I'm coming. Yeah, I'll get you all some chocolate milk. It just took it was hard work to just get to the point where I'm at now. You know what I mean? And like, that's why I'm like so serious about like giving you guys props. Like, if you're on a maintenance medication and you're trying to make your life better, like, fucking hell yeah. You know, that's why I don't get down with like rushing people or pressuring people or talking shit about people who are, because listen, you guys, like, just like Jesse was saying earlier, sobriety is a lifelong process. Recovery is a fucking lifelong dedication. Like, there's no finish line. Like, we're not going to get to some point and be like, wow, I'm totally recovered. Even people that are abstinent and go to AA, like, they'll tell you, like, it's a journey. There's no destination. Here you go. Yours was right there where you could grab it, son. There's no destination. And when you get one thing figured out, then something else will pop up. There you go. And then when you get that thing conquered, then something else will come up. It's like over and over and over again. It's just a circle of life. Yeah. Sam, Legends Mommy, you know what you got to do, girl. Mm-hmm. Hey, I'm going to make you guys some sugar cookies. That's what you got. What you got to do is you got to make a decision and start moving forward. Like, you cannot stay in that old behavior. I know it's scary, Sam, but the best thing that you could do is to go to detox, girl. Do not think I'm lying to you, please. One day, I know it. I've been praying over you, girl. One day you're going to come to the stream and you're going to say, I'm going to detox. I'm going to detox, you guys. Max, I know. That's how it was with me and my son. It was like, I have something to try for now, you know, like a purpose. They gave me like a reason to improve my life because I didn't care about me, but I care about my son more than anything in the world. And I'm willing to change for him. Yep. Same here. And what I think is people that don't have children, they have to find something that they care about. What if it's not themselves yet? They have to find a motivation to find something that they want to put in front of them as something to, hey, I'm going to do this. I'm going to get sober. I'm going to change my life. You know, I had to find something like that to focus on. My ghetto little pan for. Right. It's hard work, you guys. Recovery is just a process. Don't ever get discouraged. Don't get discouraged. And if you start trying to rush, just step back. Step back and take your time. Just, you know, take that first step. The first step is admitting that you have a problem, you know. Admitting you have a problem. Surrender to that. I know, Sam, but it's so dangerous, girl. You could die. I wouldn't. I would go into detox. It's just easier because you can't get alcohol while you're in detox. They ain't gonna give it to you. You know what I mean? And when you're out on your own, you can you can manipulate your friends and your family to go out and get you a bottle. What are you guys talking about over there? Okay. Girl, I know what you do. I can see it now. You probably get to like the third day or second day and start feeling like shit. And then you call your mom or your old man and you bawl them out until they go get you alcohol. Or you just go down there and get it yourself. Because I used to do the same thing, girl. I used to do the same thing. No shame. Me and Neil used to do the same thing with each other. We would both try to get sober together, and we'd make it together 3 days. And then one of us would crack. And talk the other one into going and get some dope or some pills. So many times. That's why I always say just bite the bullet, put yourself in detox. It only takes 5 days. And then when you come out, you'll be a new woman. When you come out, get yourself involved in some kind of treatment program, whether it be meetings, therapy, group therapy, just all kinds of stuff. I know, Jamie, because it's like there are number one enablers, and then when they see us struggling, it really hurts them inside. They don't know how to say no, you guys. That's why the disease of addiction is a family disease. What y'all doing over there? La da da dee da da da. La da da dee da 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 da. La da da dee da da. Don't be ashamed. Don't feel bad, girl. You making up for it now. Doing the right thing. That's what you gotta do. You just gotta, we made a lot of mistakes while we were in our addiction. We did a lot of bad shit. But now that we're sober, we just gotta live right. We all are. Sam, it's just how it is. It's like, you got to be manipulative when you're doing that kind of shit because you got to get what you need to make by. It's like we were in survival mode. A lot of us are just trying to live when we were in our addiction, trying to make it day to day. And I bet you your mom is so proud of you now, Max, huh? Because you're doing the right thing and you're taking care of your kids. I saw your pictures on Twitter. I mean, that's fucking something to be proud of. Don't ever fucking think you're doing a great job. Just keep pushing forward. Don't let anybody tell you any different because I used to let people rip me to shreds. You know what? And I'm just like, fuck, y'all don't know my fucking life. You know what I mean? Like, it's empathy for others and understanding and compassion. Okay, that's part of being in recovery. And don't get me wrong. I'm not going to come on here and kiss y'all's asses and tell you you're doing a good job if you're fucking up. But I'm going to help you out. But I'm going to get off here and make sugar cookies for the kitties. But I just wanted to come on and talk to you guys for a little bit. I love doing live streams with you guys. And I really am, from the bottom of my heart, proud of each and every one of you who are choosing a new path in your life, who are making that decision every morning. I'm going to do the right thing today. I'm going to stay clean and sober. You know what I mean? I'm not going to go out drug seeking. I'm going to take my medication as prescribed. All right. I love you guys too. And I'm so glad that we have, like, Max, welcome to the channel, man. I'm so glad that you came over because it's difficult. I don't see a lot of guys that like get excited about their recovery and want to come over and be, active on the chat. So that's exciting to see you here. I love you, Sam.
Take a picture of us.
I wish you would call me Heffa. Okay. Hold on. I want to show you all the kids. They want y'all to see them. Aw, y'all are the cutest. All right. I love you guys. Thank you, Jessie. We love you, girl. I love everybody, and I'm proud of each and every one of you. Just keep doing the next right thing, and I'll see you guys tomorrow, okay? I'm going to take the rest of the night off. All right, bye. Okay.